Hi there. To Gary and, of course, your wife, Lisa, thank you so much for all that you do. And thank you, Herb Lewis, for all your support for our at-risk kids. The big thanks to Gary Audis from Educational Outcomes, Dr. Daniel from Prairie View A&M, and Esther Stokes from Lone Star College. Without you, the GRACE program wouldn't be able to help our at-risk youth and veterans develop the necessary skills. To Jack, hey, thanks for being a champion for our programs from day one. And thanks to all the volunteers like Christy and Renee and everyone who stepped up to make GRACE possible. And I'm in Washington voting today, and I wish I could be there with you. Thank you in person for all you do for veterans and our kids who really need the role models you provide. You may not think you're heroes, but for many of us, you are. Every time you teach discipline and respect to those most in need of it, or take a veteran with nowhere else to go, and I think for all of us, it breaks our hearts to hear the 1 out of 5 homeless men in our nation once wore a uniform of this great nation. It breaks our heart to see at-risk kids on the street. Our veterans, our children, they need us, and they need each other. And if you think about it, you look at our veterans that are homeless, half of them have disabilities. They're over 50 years old. And substance abuse issues, it's a big struggle. And that makes holding down jobs and being the role model they want to be just that much harder. They can't do it by themselves. Too many end up behind bars after finding themselves on the wrong side of the laws of the very nation, if you think about it, they wrote and were willing to write a blank check for with their lives. But some of these veterans and our at-risk youth find GRACE is this ministry, this community, that guides them back to be the people they want to be, the heroes they truly are. Calvary Steel Ministries helps these heroes back on their feet so they can be productive members of their communities and their families, and that pay it forward to the next generation. To James and Gregory, what you do for our veterans through the VA, the PTSD Foundation Camp Hope, which is remarkable, and this GRACE program gives hope where too many, frankly, have lost it. So you're all God's healing hands on these heroes. You know that finding faith is just a first, but such an important step. And the hard work is living faith each and every day and sharing that with others. I find that to be a challenge here in Washington. And I pray daily for the wisdom and the grace to be a champion for the Lord in every day and aspect of work I have. God is at work here in your healing hands. He knows there's so much you have to accomplish to meet your goals for our heroes. I have faith in His grace and how He's showing our heroes how much they matter through you. The support you're receiving tonight toward your ranch goals, just an outward sign of the faith our community has in your ministry. It's exciting. We all want you to know how important it is to believe in these heroes, our future heroes, and take a moment to thank our Lord for His healing hands. Thank you. Go get them. And God bless our veterans in our nation.